early on, we discovered that part of innovation is moving sometimes at a very different speed and perhaps even using different processes or methodologies than you may use in your normal course of running the business. If you don't manage the stakeholders outside of IT around that change and shift, you'll run into some really big internal barriers fast. It's not that they're against innovation, but you have to paint a context for them of what you're trying to do and why this may be different. The other thing that we really have wrestled with is we've resisted the temptation to create a innovation center or a one group charged with solely innovating. And that is an approach, and there are some very, very innovative, successful companies that use that approach. Yeah, I think the stakeholder management piece of this, particularly outside of IT, but stakeholders that have a very direct interest in not only what is IT doing, but how it's doing it, becomes crucial for your ability to actually get things done in different ways. So I think a great example of this is a few years ago now, but the first thing we had to do when we decided to go to Agile, and again, we didn't do it across the enterprise, but on specific teams, is we had to update and actually say, you know what, this is an alternate methodology, and document it, and then say, here's where we think it's appropriate to use that methodology. But by investing time in that approach, it helped us not run into a brick wall later from an internal controls perspective when we were trying to actually get product out the door. So that's probably a really good example of, as you're doing things different and you're doing them faster, if you don't educate and really help those very interested stakeholders come along on the journey with you, they can really slow you down in the end. So it's a little bit of you invest up front, but it pays huge dividends down the road.